Thank you. All right, good evening and welcome to the March 4th, 2026 Plastow Planning Board meeting. Charlene, could you read the roll, please?
Sure. Richard Anthony.
Here.
Karen Robinson.
In transit, I assume.
In transit. Okay. Dan Kane is excused.
Excused.
Rich Leclerc.
Here.
Nolan Pelletier is likely
excused. Yeah. It's
Bill Coy.
Here.
Liz Costa. Here. And Sherry Maker.
Here.
And there she is.
Karen Robinson here. All right. So I think we should have a set of minutes from February 18th. If you haven't taken a look at them, just quickly take a look, and if you have I'll entertain a motion to accept them.
I don't have them. You know?
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's okay. I read them one way.
right. Just looking at the minutes.
Ricky.
All right.
I wasn't here.
You want here?
I wasn't here for that.
All right, so 1, 2, 3. All right, I move to accept the minutes from February 18th. Do I have a second? What's that?
I'll second it.
Whoa.
Excuse me.
What's that?
I'll second it.
All right.
Wrong.
Any discussion on the minutes? All right, all in favor?
Second? I'm
Thanks.
sorry. Thank you, Rich.
Rich Leclerc. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Abstain?
Stay.
Right, and so that's going to be
3-0.
301 or 310?
3-0-1.
Right. Okay. All right. All right, and Karen Robinson is abstaining. She wasn't
Right.
present. All right. I think we'll just proceed. Again, not a lot on the agenda. We'll probably, just kind of revisit a lot of the stuff that we talked about. Again, just sort of looking to kind of firm it up and move it forward under old business or new business. But we can talk about, again, where we're at with respect to the master plan. Just to kind of recap of what we're looking to do. We need a commitment of some kind from RPC, right? I think we want RPC to come down and sort of maybe chair or MC a meeting of some kind. We'll extend invitations to appropriate interested parties and just have them sort of have it sort of the kickoff of what we can do with respect to master plan and things like that. Just so that we don't lose momentum. I mean, we had them here. They said they could do some sort of a canned, or not necessarily canned, but more of a sort of a routine presentation that they do with respect to master plans. So I think that would be valuable. But. And I think transportation was what we were kind of looking to, to seeing as that transportation is something that we were, I think, naturally focusing on, right? Correct? And then also, again, the caveat in the context of traffic calming, Right, so,
I also didn't know, are we going to look into anything like, we aren't part of the Atkinson Rides, I think for seniors, correct?
No, but we
No,
have,
we're part of Salem Caregivers. We've joined that. through-
Okay, so
with
we
the
don't
help
have
with-
our own though.
No, we joined it like the Lions helped get it off the ground.
Yeah, I know, okay,
So,
all right.
so we do have something that the citizens can use.
okay, all right.
do you know anything specifically about that, what that entails, Bill? I mean, just, again, I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
the
you basically-
particulars.
If you need a ride or whatever you call the Salem Caregivers, they'll come out, they'll do an assessment. And then there's volunteer drivers, whether it's drive you to an appointment, could be a doctor's appointment, even the grocery store, anything like that.
Okay, now, do we have that anywhere on the website? Is something a little more out there so people know?
Yeah, we've had them before.
Sorry.
Selectmen's meetings, we've gone through the whole thing.
turn it down.
Selectmen's meetings, there should be something on the town website.
Well, it's something where somebody can find that out, because I know some people that didn't even know he had it.
Yeah. I know at one time, when they're all gone, they might still be down there, but they were on the desk as you walk in the door of the table.
Oh, yeah,
On Town Hall.
okay, okay. All right,
Um,
I didn't know if there was any other way, that you could,
You know, and I know they've gone to the Vicary and places like that as well.
okay, good.
I think there's information on the website under human services.
There is one under services, okay.
Human Services.
Human services, yep, okay.
Do they charge, I mean, is there a fee associated with it?
No,
No fee.
the drivers volunteer to drive. So if anybody wants to be a volunteer driver, to help someone out,
Okay,
contact the Salem Caregivers. Even if it's just like on a Tuesday, you have 2 hours, you say, okay, I'll drive someone.
right,
That's all.
right. Okay, good.
Do the vehicles that they have, are they, some of them, are they like ramp accessible and things like that? If, let's say, someone needed to be taken
Well, that
to,
would be the assessment. They'd have to,
Okay.
no, that'd be part of the assessment, what they can't do. But mostly it's, the volunteers are driving their own vehicles.
oh, okay, so there isn't like a
van.
motor pool of like,
They may have something
okay.
that maybe they could do, but that would come out in an assessment.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's-
volunteer, I would assume that the insurance for those cars are it's not an issue versus rideshare where you pay.
No.
Those cars have to be insured for that. Where it's volunteer, I would assume it's
Yep.
normal, like picking up your grandmother or whatever.
Right,
It's good.
Well, again, that's something that's, that's sort of master planish, in terms of, transportation, things like that. So, I mean, that's something that, it's good to know that we have that, and probably take a closer look to see what level of transportation they support. Just from a personal perspective. I mean, I've had, where we've had to have that discussion about if someone can be picked up and brought to an appointment of some kind. And then, the question then becomes, do you have special, needs and things like that need to be engaged? I think, so this is a Salem Caregivers, all right, so they're not necessarily affiliated with whatever's out of Manchester, are they? Okay. All right.
right. I just, the information I was asked about, a few people asked me, and I really didn't have the information, and I'd even got a lion now, so.
Mhm. All
I
right.
thought it should get out somehow, I don't know, a little different.
Well, maybe we dig into it a little bit, I mean, it's just, you have it on here now, transportation, Atkinson
Still on there.
Rides, Salem Caregivers.
Yeah.
Now, is the town isn't necessarily associated with them exclusively, are they?
No, they do multiple towns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
But you try to get your volunteers from your own town. Someone in
Right,
Salem's not
that's-
going to want to volunteer to drive someone in Plastow.
Okay.
Because they had it many years ago, and that was the problem. They couldn't get enough volunteer drivers. So it ended. But now with the help with the Lions, they were able to kick it
As
off and get
opposed
it
to-
going again.
okay,
As we all know, the Lions do good work in town.
yep, they do.
Well, apparently they do. That's excellent right there. Is there for the drivers? Is there any type of assessment of any kind that does it, or is it just informal like that? Like you
I
want
mean,
to
I don't
volunteer
know
to
everything
drive?
they go through. I think it's, did you go through it, Liz?
You need to show your license and your insurance, and they
So you
run a
can-
background check on you
Okay.
to see if you've been in any accidents and what your driving record is like. They are looking for a clean driving record.
Solid.
Probably not a felon or anything, you know?
Yeah, probably.
Just saying.
Rich, you're out.
Never convicted.
I said, there you are.
That's big.
That's the truth.
All right, that's pretty
It
solid
was a
right there.
long time ago.
All right, so actually, I think I might turn around and, like I said, the people out of Manchester. I mean, maybe also, just another resource, that I know there was a fee associated with whatever transportation type setup in Manchester. You do it, it might have involved a nominal fee and
If
things like that.
Manchester comes into town, I bet Salem will pull out.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If I was them, I would.
All right. Well, okay. All right. If it's again, that's why I was asking if there was like some sort of exclusivity. So I mean, if it's a question, then maybe we want to cultivate this relationship and not step on any toes. All right.
Is there any chance that there's been some discussion around that we look at when we're talking about traffic calming, going back to us owning Main Street to the town?
We haven't really looked into it, to owning it. I think a lot of the thing you look back is what the expense would be. Because if we take over the town, that means we take over the maintenance of that whole
Right.
road
Exactly.
and everything else. So that, and obviously you do that, there's a cost to it. And
Right.
we
But to
all-
solve our problems is also a cost. There's somebody building a roundabout for 2.1 million, I think it is, to do that. So I wonder the cost of doing things versus the cost of expense to us if the town had it. I just didn't know whether that discussion would come up again, because the trucks, the stuff,
Yeah, no, it's come up a
So
couple
bad.
times, and I think we've looked at it, and, I mean, it's always something the selectmen can always go back and look at again.
right,
But you look at it, if you take over now, there's the maintenance, like I said, the maintenance and everything else.
paving.
So, and the big word nobody wants to see go up is taxes. They would go up if we take over those roads.
Right.
Definitely.
Was there ever a study done or any kind? I mean, just
It's,
like,
brought
I
up
think
10
we've
years
just
ago.
we've done quick ones. That's about it.
Yeah.
Just look at things quickly, and then you look at it, and it's costly.
so in terms of when people have that discussion about portion of the road, if it were to, if we were to take it over, what is specifically the segment that we're talking about?
The
I
one
mean,
that
we're not
would-
saying 125
Oh,
to
this was like
125.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was from north.
Right,
Half.
and I think if we were to take one road over, the state would want us to take them all over.
Oh.
Which is, you're talking North Ave, Kingston Road.
You're
So
right.
you're not just talking a portion here.
No.
We'd be talking about everything.
It would be an all or nothing deal.
Oof.
Oh, okay.
And that gets costly.
No, I wasn't thinking of all of it.
Let the state keep it.
I mean, if it was just a section to say, okay, 2 miles, you'd be like, 2 miles, what's 2 miles?
Yeah, because right now, we plow a segment of the
We
road.
do.
And that's what from, it's
Yeah,
not
don't
from
we
what,
use Sweet Hill
Basically to
too?
the tracks.
what's that?
Basically to the tracks.
From where,
From
Oh.
up where North Ave is down.
Yeah. right
We
back
do,
down
we
to
do all
trucks.
that?
Right.
Okay.
We plow all that?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So,
Why?
Tracks.
This is why we don't own it. Why are we plowing it?
But they give us some sort of remuneration. don't they?
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's, and I'm
I mean,
just,
because you're also
that's all I was
talking,
thinking of.
because
too.
you're also talking, the state's also Sweet Hill.
what's that?
Sweet
Does the
Hills.
state do Sweet Hill or do we do up to, up to the fire station?
The state does Sweet Hill because I know that I live off of Sweet Hill and it's not as well as the side streets. It's,
All right.
Now, I'm just putting on the budget committee hat for a second. Where would that revenue be coming from? Because I'm just trying to remember the revenue sheet that we have. I mean, if we're getting some sort of, or is it an agreement of some kind, or is there like some sort of
I'd have to go back.
a remuneration that they're paying
I'd
us?
have to go back and look where everything is recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm just thinking there was a highway block grant, but I don't think maybe it is buried in there. I don't know.
I don't believe it
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
I can't say that with 100% certainty.
All right.
But I don't believe it is.
It's from the track to North Ave. I knew we did that, so.
So, just to motivate discussion, you should have a copy of the letter or memorandum of some kind that was sent to Curtis Morrell. I think that was from the Craig Colby on behalf of the BOS. So,
Let's see, 14 years ago. I wonder if that was, could be that one who I was talking about.
all right, and
You mean the transportation?
all right, so I guess the with respect to this memorandum or whatever, I mean, is the gist of it is that please see the list below of additional requests that we urge you to include in the project. I mean, there's, the first part of it is, just indicating indicating the challenges that we have with respect to what's happening on, Main Street. But we have something like, project is suggesting at the project start point at the public library and
Basically town hall.
end around north side of Pollard Park. So are we saying that that's town hall? Yeah. So public library to town hall. All right, so when they talk about, let's say, addressing bump outs, I mean, because that's one of the options is to have some sort of bump outs that, if I remember from the public hearing, that was sort of to, generate some sort of psychological friction, right? The idea that it looks like the road's narrowing, so then, people are going to slow down, right? So the bump outs that we're saying that around Pollard, we're basically saying that we want, suggesting or requesting to have like some sort of hours of where you can't park. And
It's for the school.
yeah, and right near the school if there were bump outs. So, then painted crosswalks. I assume that they offered, from what I remember, was that the standard, whatever the standard color configuration they would do. Anything else they would want us to do.
Just having guards again come into any project here.
Yeah,
I just can't believe.
Yeah, that's the school.
I thought when I was teaching there that the guard came from the police department at one point. No?
Yeah, who was it? Was it Gil? Who was there forever?
Yeah, Gil was there
Yep.
forever and a day.
Yep.
He was there when my kids went through there. He was always there.
Yep. No, he was always there when I was there too. So,
Gil ran a good show.
but I just
He had everybody in line.
Yes, he did.
So
And-
there is right now. There's no crossing guard to facilitate
Nope.
morning coming and going.
That's the school. I don't even know if they have it at the high school. I haven't been up that way in a while.
No,
I haven't seen one when I've had to go.
not one at the middle school where that usually was, right there? Nope.
Because Gil would go from there.
Yeah, he would do the both of them.
Yeah.
Yep, he did. And I'm not saying you're gonna find one to do both, but I still think it should be considered something, just. it's not
For the
gonna
record,
get slower
Mr.
going
Nolan
through
Pelletier is
either.
here.
Yeah, because that used to come out, that was out of the school budget. Crash card.
Okay,
I'm going to appoint Nolan Pelletier as a voting member in lieu of Daniel Kane. All right, sorry.
It was a Daniel.
Thank you. Please excuse my tardiness, but when you get an emergency call from your accountant during tax season, it would behoove you to show up.
The bullet point here where it says reassess parking at the corner store, I assume that that's the
Right at Westville?
Westville Road.
Because their original design had them losing spots.
Had them losing
Losing
spots?
spots, so we want to make sure they don't lose spots, so there's ample parking to get in and out of that store.
All right.
That was the concern.
What are they trying to change? Are they trying to add on to the building or something?
No, for traffic calming coming down Maple Street.
yeah, the corner variety.
So under that plan, they were looking at potentially losing some,
Spots, because you wouldn't be able to pull in, it'd be like street parking.
okay.
Oh.
Jeez.
But you don't want it to affect someone's business.
Yeah,
They are
don't have
blocking
much-
though now that you can't take that right turn, and get out of the line.
Mhm.
That should be definitely blocked there. I would think that would be their parking, for the people who live there. Just have their parking there, block, then all parking is in the front. So that you can't take a quick little turn, cut across the parking
Oh,
lot.
yeah, that's not a turn, that's somebody just like going over land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Through the-
Well,
Which
no,
I've
there is-
seen,
no,
which
there
I've
is
seen
space there,
before. I've
not
seen
now
that.
with snow, but there is space there.
Yeah.
Yes,
People
there
did
is. Yes, there is.
Yeah, people did it.
But that's private property.
All right, and then consider extending the roadway width from 30 to 32 feet from white line to white line. Is that for the whole road?
That was
Or-
because you know how they want to choke that road? We're trying to get them instead of, what they want to do, 32 feet, we're trying to get them to go 30, so it makes it easier for plowing.
Okay,
And that's the reason for that.
right, so for plowing.
Yep.
All right, so, I mean, these are additional requests or granularity wise, but I know that they were talking about, raised or speed bumps. Is there anything else where we said that, no, we don't want speed bumps or?
No, I don't think we're going to see speed bumps. I think that's what they're going to go with to the DOT. That's what they're going with to the DOT.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And this is separate from the discussion about putting the four-way stops at other locations.
Those are different.
Let's say additional stops. Those additional stops, again, just for anyone out there watching the planning board meeting,
It'll be at the Pine Streets, West and East Pine,
Pine, East and West,
and where North Ave is the freeway.
North Ave is freeway. And that's separate from, again, the 10-year plan. This is something that, what I remember that they thought that this could be a quick,
Right.
like remediation of some
If we
kind,
could see that this year.
2026 perhaps.
That's the goal, to try to push them to get it in this year.
Now, for that portion of it, is that separate from, I mean, this is for Bureau of Highway Design, Curtis Morrill.
Yep, separate,
Okay.
separate.
Do we know who a point of contact is then for that, or is that?
I'd have to look it up. I forget his name,
All right.
but he was at that meeting that night.
Yeah, I think I might have a card kicking around. Do we know who would be the stop sign person?
The name Cody is coming to mind, but I can't verify.
Possible, I'm not positive.
Cody
Might be.
might be.
But he seemed pretty confident that you could possibly see something done this year on the stop signs.
Oh, he was the individual that was talking about the stop signs, whatever, on Route 102 for Chester, right? The Chester
I
Center.
believe so.
Talked about that.
Yeah.
That's, oh, God.
Yeah.
That was a real mess up there. It really is. Everybody coming to a stop, the ones coming up that hill
Yeah.
from Jerry. That's been bad this winter.
Huh.
That's exactly what they were afraid of, but I have to go that way all the time to see my daughter, so it's a mess.
All right. Any other thoughts or anything from, anyone on this, just sort of basically just recapping what we're supposed to be obsessing over.
Yeah, I mean, that's really comes down to what DOT is going to approve, not approve, and them coming up with the money.
With respect to DOT, there's supposed to be a vote of some kind where ultimately where these things are finalized and then they're submitted, I think, to somebody
That
that's
goes to the
voting.
next level, whatever
Yeah.
that is. But honestly, I wouldn't see them even doing anything till probably 28 at the earliest.
Be real.
But they have to vote on at least what monies to allocate, whether or not they actually do anything.
Slow to
I mean,
If I ever saw a shovel go in the ground before 28, I'll be surprised. That's just me not having confidence of them getting it done quickly.
yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's okay. So, I mean, just in terms of follow-up, that's almost like if I wanted to call the counselor's office. What's her name?
Janet,
Jan,
Janet Stevens.
Janet Stevens. For timelines. All right. All right, and Shay, what's this that we're looking at here? This is the
This is the transportation section of the implementation section of the master plan,
okay.
which highlights specific action items that the board included in the master plan related to transportation. I just put this up there to help focus the conversation.
We need all the help we can.
I can zoom in if that would be helpful.
What's that?
I can zoom in if that would be
Please, I mean, if you could. I mean,
Focus, focus.
I don't want to say that. I have like 30-point font on my screens at home.
Mm. Perfect. Mm.
Oh. Right. I'm looking at T4 here, just says when adopting changes of Plasto's land regulations, consider promoting mixed-use development, so daily activities are integrated rather than separated. Well, I mean, we currently have, we have sidewalks that go up and down 125. Right, we have sidewalks of some kind that's on Main Street.
None of which have been plowed. None of which.
That's because the machine is broken and a lot
Well,
of,
that, yeah,
They have one machine.
they have one machine to do the sidewalks. A lot of the problem with the machine is the way people plow.
Yeah.
Over those sidewalks,
Yeah.
businesses, they're just piling things up there, so the machine had trouble
Can't go
getting through it. And that's your issue. You have businesses, they're taking their plow and they're just plowing across the
They
roads
don't.
and everything else. They don't care. And that's what leads to it. So
It's the first time I've seen sidewalks not plowed.
Right.
I've been living here for years.
this town's always.
It's been
plowed.
broken for
That's-
weeks.
That's the reason.
That was a
I
big
think it's been
storm.
broken for weeks. So
Well, sometimes it's not easy to get parts right away. You're not the only machine that breaks down. Things happen.
So is it that it's broken, or is it that it's broken and,
It's broken.
and or,
It's waiting to get repaired.
okay.
Hopefully, we're at the end of the season. Although I hear there's more snow coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get like 60s next week.
Yeah.
So when you said that it's, the way businesses pile up snow,
They pile everything up over the sidewalks
they keep pushing it. So,
and they push everything up and over.
It's true. Not at my place.
that's
We don't do that.
that's not something that can be enforced by the.
It's,
it could
it's
be.
probably, it's going to be coming up for discussion with the selectmen.
Yeah, good.
so,
Yes, it should be.
so that's something like that's like a T4 implementation thing. Do we have a policy that when it snows,
That's up to the selectmen to put that.
Well, that's- yeah.
That's a selectmen issue.
yeah, but in terms of an interested party for the master plan, we don't have to, if you remember what Jen Rowden was saying, that it's not up to us to, we're not going to be able to do all this stuff. So if it might be something like, what does it mean to, build out, let's say, the implementation part of it might be something that,
Suggestions.
selectmen, maybe perhaps an enforcement issue of some kind, and
This is the other thing that is on here, just if I can point your attention to this quickly, is this last column is about the responsible party, the responsible
yes.
agency for things.
okay.
And so planning board isn't listed under everything because this would be way too much for one board to handle. So I would keep in mind, so that one you just mentioned about mixed use is listed as planning board as the main,
Yep.
as the main agency involved. But it's important as you're looking through these that you're keeping those in mind as well.
Thank you.
So, because that would go to the whole question of, I know we're in New England, things, it snows, but, you should be able to walk. You shouldn't be like,
Doesn't the town have a small loader they could just use in lieu of the plow?
Get on the sidewalk.
Yeah, you can. It's kind of an impromptu plow. It'll do it.
You really can't. You just,
Probably too big.
Yeah, it'd be too big.
Too big.
You'd be ripping up stuff.
Yes, I have a question for you, Mr. Coy. Does Haverhill have contact with you? I know they have a large project coming up North Ave. Is there any communication between you? No, okay.
There isn't.
Because I know they're going to be redoing that whole pathway, which would impact the overflow of 125, because it's also a state road. It's going to be heavily impacted. And I know that from the last time I saw the designs from Haverhill, they were putting sidewalks all the way down into basically the state line as well. And it's going to end at the state line.
on North Ave?
Correct.
Really? Okay.
There's going to be they're going to be installing a rotary down there, which I believe is obviously not part of our town, but it does impact us. I think it's like Guile Street,
As Gal Street.
Yeah, it's right there.
and there's going to be sidewalks all the way down, and then there's going to be a considerable amount of bridge work, I believe,
Well, there's a
Yeah.
bridge
at
that
both locations
Yes.
over the highway
bridge has been
and
defunct for a long time.
at that pond where it narrows down to those concrete barriers. So I just didn't know if there was any coordination between the two.
No, there isn't.
Thank you.
A rotary.
Well, yeah,
They got a lot of room right there to put it in. Do they have enough?
Where are they looking to put that rotary? Just curious. It must be,
Scout Street, right where they're probably going to take out that little triangle.
okay.
I'm sure that's exact, because there's enough room to do it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only place there's enough room.
So you're saying there's not enough space though here in town?
Well, it'd be up to the state to do that, do it right there. It wouldn't be us.
I guess that's what I'm asking. Does it have to be state only?
If it's a state road, they have to approve it.
Okay, Sweet Hill is that part of it? Is that theirs too?
Yeah.
So is the rotary completely off just to amplify what,
There it is. It's all.
is it completely off the road?
It's off.
I mean, off the list?
I think if they did a rotary there, just yes, I don't know if they'd have to take someone's property or not. It's tight.
Because we used to have that big elm tree. It used to go around anyway. It used to be over that way, this way. Why can't we just be the whole thing now?
Yeah, I don't.
We always did that.
You're looking at a cost issue too, right? There's only so much money for the project that the state has.
Right.
I think that would also be part of it. And if you're talking 1.2 million to put a rotary in, isn't the total they have allocated for this like 800,000?
There's no Friends of the Rotary Club or anything like that. The Lions don't want to memorialize some.
We can do like they do on Labor Day. The firemen will be out there with the boot, collecting money.
There you
I would
go.
skip the Lions and go to the Rotary Club.
Go to the Rotary Club to have the Rotary. Yeah.
I'm just trying.
Put a giant boulder of a plaque on it and put it in the middle of little brickwork around it and call it a Rotary.
Oh. Yeah, we talked about it. That would definitely slow traffic down there. There's no doubt
Oh
about
my
that.
gosh. And they would discourage trucks from cutting through because they wouldn't be able to make it all the time.
So
Well, they
they
have
wouldn't be
to
able.
block
They
police
wouldn't
them.
be able to make it.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Up in Newburyport, they have one going into town. It's so tight and it's raised.
Mm-hmm.
So even a car, you got to watch it. Something like that. There's no trucks ever going around it.
Right.
No way.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I was just driving through like, on the way to, through Hudson or something like that. And on Route 111A. I mean, it was.
It's going into Nashua, right?
Yeah, but so you had it was a rotary, and then there was some sort of like traffic focusing,
Right.
raised concrete, and I did think about that, like how is this thing plowed?
Like I said before, in Florida, they have these like maybe 3 inches high concrete, and you're driving, all of a sudden the speed limit drops by like 20, and it does this, and it's like, oof. You can see a little black marks when the tires that hit it.
But it does slow traffic.
Oh yes, it
Yeah,
does.
it does.
All right.
Yes, it does.
Serves its purpose.
I just didn't want to, eliminate it still. Gotta be some way. Or you take control of the road.
Just to finish off what Mr. Robinson was saying, is there? I mean, what would it entail if we wanted to just sort of have a high level? I mean, not hiring an engineer or anything like that, but coming up with something that what would it entail? Just to say that if someone were asked, what does it entail if we took over the road? And then you would be able to say, this is our internal assessment of what that means.
That'd be up to the selectmen to do that.
Yeah.
Be comparing prices is what I would like to see.
Well, I'm just saying that if someone asked it, would we be able to say what that would
I
entail?
know. I have to ask them.
Is there an appetite from the Board of Selectmen to engage in something like that?
You got a lot of people with you. right? They'd listen, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can bring it up, see what they say, see what the rest of the selectmen think.
Would that have to go to a town vote because of the money involved?
Or the town vote comes, last, because
Eventually, we'll
it
be
was-
at a town,
we did have
I'd
a
want the
vote, and
residents
it
to
didn't
say
pass.
whether they want us to take over the roads.
I would assume that would be the case.
I would think that you'd have to put it out to everybody.
Yeah, I would think. It would never pass. More money.
No.
More money.
You take it over, I mean, well,
That would be the discussion, right?
Yeah.
You know, you could, it'd just be like if it's onerous, then you say no.
What's the advantage to the town residents to own the road? That's the thing. It's for more money. But
And would you even do it? Would you?
Is it worth the cost?
That's what I mean.
Would you even do it before the state comes in with whatever they are going to do? You don't want to
Well,
Bigfoot
that's
that.
something you'd have to say. I think you'd probably have time. I don't see this, like you said, I don't see the state getting this done in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Nothing's been done in 10 years, so I don't see it being done anytime soon.
Breaking ground tomorrow.
Yeah. I would not hold my breath
I
waiting for the shovel.
definitely would not hold my breath.
Yeah, not gonna
All
happen.
right.
It's also 3 feet of frost.
2030.
Just got to be a way that we could do something, without.
And like T5, I mean, I just lumped the townwide street policy. I mean, that's again, you could almost see where, we're going to have other interested parties like, the highway department, would,
Oh, they definitely have to be in on it.
yeah. So I mean, that's you could see where.
Yeah, I mean, they're in charge of the roads.
Right, exactly.
Right, but okay, just before we got sidetracked, in terms of like there are some roads, like if you go down Old Road, okay, you go down Old Road and you'll see this all of a sudden there's a little piece of sidewalk, all right, and then you go down to where the Brickyard place is, where Planet Fitness used to be, and that's sidewalk, I think on both sides actually. So that's not state. So I'm thinking that must have been something that when they came in to build that out, somebody must have made that a condition of some kind.
Yeah, they might have. I have no idea. That's before my time.
I should know.
I mean, it'd be great to have sidewalks everywhere, but it comes at a cost.
Shay, is that something, because I'm just thinking, is that something when someone comes in,
I think they have to offer to do
I
it.
guess, how does that work? I mean, did someone when they build, I mean, like I said, they're nice sidewalks. They have curbing around them. So it's
Like requiring developers to build sidewalks.
I mean, is that something that's,
I think I'm not sure legally exactly where the lines are, but it might be something that could be added into site plan regulation. At the very least as a suggestion or best practices, if it's something that can't be
But then if the
enforced.
sidewalk goes in, who's going to plow it?
Right.
Yeah, those
And
are
who's going to maintain the
considerations.
sidewalk
Long-term
when it starts
maintenance.
to crumble? So now you're talking the towns would have to stop putting money aside to repair sidewalks.
Years ago,
It's gonna
anybody
maintain
who
the machine.
lived there did their front, in front of their
oh,
house.
but on that road, they're there. Okay. I mean, and they're on both sides. It's on both sides. And then I think it just ends at some point. So you can see that it wasn't part of like it's like I'll do sidewalks here and a little bit there. And then you're not walking on a sidewalk. So,
Might be something that's worth talking to RPC about, which is
Right.
indicated on here just because they work with other communities. So maybe there's other communities that are similarly situated to Plastow who are responsible for maintaining those kind of areas, to see how they handle that.
all right. So, I mean, we could then just sort of bullet point that just as being, maybe RPC and their additional resources could tell us what other communities did.
I know in 1974, when we were the first house down on Wildbrook Drive, curbing on that road, all of a sudden, I don't know how many other, how many new places were told they had to do that.
My development, they were.
They were in yours, okay? There was quite a few. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't required because they were against, I guess, the curbing.
It's probably expensive, right?
It's very expensive.
Yeah, because when I moved in, 97, they were told they had to put in granite curbing.
That's what I have, 74, they told us we had to do it.
Yeah, so I have granite
1974.
curbing in my neighborhood.
Okay, so 70s, 80s, 90s, what's happened? Because it isn't anymore.
No idea.
Because where I live, Village Way, I know that originally, originally there was supposed to be sidewalks on both sides. There were no sidewalks.
There's no sidewalks there.
All right. And there was supposed to be lighting on both sides. And there's not. Okay. And, and that, I don't think that was amended by any, I think that predates my consciousness of a planning board.
Mine
So,
as well.
so I just know that there was supposed to be that and then it wasn't. So it'd be interesting to see if developments wise,
What happened?
if that's something that we want to think about, that if we're going to say that you're developing an area or something like that, if there's some sort of latitude for us to say that, obviously lighting, and sidewalks and things like that. And I'm looking at from, again, the accessibility perspective, because I know that there are some people that, they don't drive anymore, for whatever reason, they do walk. And so if that's where you're at in your stage of life, you might be kind of constrained to that like cul-de-sac type experience because you can't walk down.
No, when the weather's nice, I walk
Yeah.
from mine, I'll come down Pollard.
Yeah.
I get down Main Street, and then I can finally, come up by.
Yeah, we have people
Elmwood,
walking around ours too.
But, you go there, but you're on the road.
Yep.
You just know you're gonna be.
Well, that's what I mean. Like if you're on Main Street here,
Main Street would
up,
be different. Right.
by Old Road up, you're walking in the
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
walking in the dirt.
That's,
Yeah.
All right.
that's a problem. Yep.
So.
I would not recommend walking on North Ave.
What's that?
That's another
I said
one.
I would not recommend walking
no, I
on
wouldn't
North
either.
Ave.
Oh, no. No.
I would not either.
Wear reflective clothing.
Oh, we need a suit of armor.
And roads like a drag strip.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, we do have there are a couple warrant articles that are going to be on the ballot. One of which is to collect a fee for registrations. And the intent, I guess, is for potential sidewalk
It
maintenance and
could be
things like that.
sidewalk maintenance, because it'd be sidewalks, if the state does anything there, it will have a sidewalk on both sides of that road.
Okay. Now, the fee that's being assessed or proposed to be assessed that that warrant article has, does it set up the account, the trust fund? All right. Is there anything? I guess is there anything that's built out about that trust fund that indicates certain granularity associated with
Basically,
it?
you can use for anything, if you purchase equipment
Okay.
to take care of that, if there's anything for sidewalks, so you need maintenance on the road for, because we'd be in charge of the painting of the crosswalks. So it would take care of all that stuff. That's the thought process there. And you can use it in other areas in town as well.
And the BOS are the ones that are going to be the executing the decision makers on that, the expending authority or whatever. And we've determined that motorcycles, are they subject to this registration?
I was told no. If the answer is yes, I might have to move and maybe they'll change it. Not motorcycles, not trailers, as far as I remember.
Antique vehicles?
Not antique vehicles.
Right.
Correct.
Anything 25 years and older is an antique vehicle and can be registered at the state as such.
I believe a 2001's an antique.
Oh, an antique.
So I guess I was looking at that in context of,
2019.
just that warrant potentially being sort of a T7-ish type.
I'm sorry, 2009.
Yeah, for T7 in terms of like capital improvements and things like that. I guess the last sentence on there in terms of identifying what that methodology would be, that's, I don't know what that.
Yeah.
And there's not, and again, looking at T1 in terms of inventory and just sort of staying on this sidewalk theme, do we have, is there anything formal in town that identifies sort of inventories or sidewalks, or is that just sort of an ad hoc? They appear, you have sidewalks here, you have sidewalks there.
I mean, obviously, the highway department knows what sidewalks are.
Yeah.
Because they're in charge of maintaining.
Yeah, it's basically not that safe all times of the day, for kids to be on bicycles on Main Street, especially certain times. I just don't get it. I really don't. I know we can't put trails and sidewalks. We don't have the room. But are they allowed to do the sidewalks?
Who's that?
Bicycles?
If I had a kid, I'd tell him to get on the sidewalk. Right?
Yeah, I know, exactly. Walkers.
Now, is there a bike, under the safe school route? I mean, is there an area on Main Street that's designated as a bike path?
Well, the safe route to school really is just right around the school. It's not a big, long area.
Yeah.
It's not.
So the safe route to school,
Just basically kind of put the crosswalks in here. Bumped out the curbing a little bit, put the lights on so they can cross from one side to go over the Pollard. That's kind of what the safe routes was.
I think there were a lot of drainage issues that ended up coming up as they started to look at that. And so a lot of the money had to get dedicated towards that instead of the goal of the original project.
huh?
That went back quite a ways too. That was
My kids all rode their bikes.
So you're,
safe route to school
Used to
though.
have a
The
nice
town
thing
manager
they
was
walked in.
Sean Fitzgerald at the time. So that goes back.
so we're saying that project didn't, whatever the goals were on that project, they weren't fully implemented because of drainage issues and things like that?
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
I wasn't involved in the project, but
Huh.
that's what.
It'd probably be interesting to kind of see what the original goals were and just kind of compare it to what,
So that goes back a way. Sean Fitzgerald
Yeah.
was the town manager.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. That was a while ago.
Closely with the school district to get that grant funding. Because
Okay.
I believe I was on the school board at the time. And I believe that there were some sidewalks near the high school that were put in
Yes, right.
as well.
How are there no sidewalks, at least on that
That
portion?
comes up all
That
the
portion, I mean, if we're talking safe routes, the safe routes to school, how is it that you don't have at least anything from, what
Yeah,
is
Very
that?
well.
What's that road there?
Reno?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
In
Reno
Danville.
Road. Came
Yeah,
up
because Richard
every time.
LaSalle was the superintendent at the time.
That's going back a ways.
Yeah, back in the day.
Oh, it goes way back.
I think I'd be interested in see what the goals were and then see what we ended up with. I mean, just, from a research perspective, what goals were and
Terry Holmes.
where we are now.
I know. I remember.
Because I'd be curious to see if there was supposed to be sidewalks. And then then all of a sudden you don't have sidewalks.
Well, never
Because of
passed.
the drainage.
Right, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Research.
I think it was like 2007, 2008, 2009.
It could have even been before that, too. remember that always coming up.
Grant. All right, any other quick thoughts on what we're looking at here? You know,
I
just,
don't know if we can just scroll over, see who's responsible for each one,
yeah.
just to make sure the responsibility's in the right spot.
And just so you know, I mean, those we probably bullet point, I mean, that wasn't the result of any, that was just sort of, who do you think they should be? Right, so, I mean, if that needs to be refined, you know, we could, that this all can be revisited.
Okay, at any
Yeah.
time it
Didn't you
can be.
give us this master plan?
Yes.
Yes, we all have this.
I know, I'm just saying, if anybody right now had a comment,
No, that's what I
think it
meant.
should go with
Yeah.
someone
Yeah,
else.
that's what I'm
We
saying.
do, we could bring them in, you know. Look at
Right. Yes, we all have it, and so that's the thing. If we, you know, in terms of like, you know, if we need to, you know, and we're not tasking anyone to. I mean, we're not looking to like step on anyone's toes. But I mean, if let's say something is a highway department, that's in terms of a kickoff to the master plan. You know, that's what we would probably say is that this is what we have for this, and if it logically makes sense to have,
bring them in.
you know, the highway department do something, then, you know, now's, you know, have them say yes, or like, no, we're not going to do that.
Right.
Like, I mean, right there, the first one, is that T1 up there where it says,
Yeah.
Okay, where it talks about, let's see, is it recreation is kind of tasked in there.
It's probably because those trails on there, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, that would be, you know, I don't know, you know, anything. It'd be great to have somebody from the rec to sit and talk about, you know, rec and things like that. I mean, that would be,
But it also-
I don't know anything about the trails and.
The only thing recreations really has is that one trail up, going heading up to Mount Misery. Because the town forest is conservation.
Right, it is. Yep, that's right.
So all's rec has for a trail, that's it, and they got the two fields. Clear Park and Ingles Terrace,
It's theirs. Yep.
or Smithfield, depending on who you talk to, and I interchange them all the time. But those are the only fields. The fields at the school is the school.
Right.
Recreation doesn't have that one at, off of Old County?
They do park.
Is that, okay, that's Park,
That's-
sorry.
Yeah, Ingles Terrace, that's what used to be
And the
used all
entrance to the
time.
trail starts
All
at
the time.
Park and heads out.
And there's 2 additional goals on the next page as well, so I can scroll to that.
Can we see those 2 additional goals? Oh, right there. We
Yep.
kind of did that in the beginning, right?
Yep.
Well, it's really not public transportation. I'm assuming public transportation is probably like buses and things like that. That's my guess. I don't know.
You don't want to say that the Salem caregivers is,
Well, that's probably a little bit different, but it is,
It is
I
right,
mean,
falls in
it
that
is
line.
something, but it's not
Yeah.
open to the whole public.
Well,
Yeah, well, public
That's only
transportation
open to
only goes
seniors.
to State Line Plaza, then back into Massachusetts.
they go up further. I think they go all the way up to Walmart and,
they do go up to Walmart.
Oh, really? I
Yep.
was unaware of that.
I've seen them at the Market Basket Park. I haven't seen them in Walmart, but
Yep.
I usually don't go to
Definitely seen them in
Walmart.
Market Basket.
Yeah.
I've
Definitely.
seen them there.
Yeah, and I've seen them in Walmart. I've seen them at
And I
Walmart.
think that's probably for Haverhill residents.
Yes.
It is.
Well, that I'm sure.
Yeah, I think the
I'm
only,
sure.
because there's a bus stop at
Right.
State Line, but I didn't know there was anywhere else and that they were
They will
actually.
they'll go to Walmart, I believe, and they go to Market Basket
Yep.
as well.
Yes, they.
I've just seen them in the
absolutely.
Market Basket parking lot. I don't see something that says a bus stop or anything.
Yeah,
Have we
Yeah,
thought
no,
of
no,
so that makes sense, the
Meet
first
right
one,
at that
then
one. It's almost in
why
front of
you
the
might
paper
have
store.
Elder Affairs Committee
there
as
where it
part
goes
of
up.
the
Where the
public
bus goes up.
transportation then, right?
Yeah, which
Like the
number is
Salem
that again?
Caregivers.
9.
T9?
Yeah, none of this-
Obviously, cable committee, because they can get the word out.
Yeah. Elder Affairs.
Or instead of Elder Affairs, you could put recreation, because Elder Affairs rolls into recreation now. Either one of the others, fine.
Caregivers. All right.
Then we'll have to look at completion dates and things like that. Because obviously 2021 is come and gone. I mean, that's probably like an ongoing thing.
Well, yeah, that's, again, it's just, to update it. I mean,
Yeah.
if we were going to update it, we would be updating it with that
Yeah,
information.
but yeah.
Like on the other one, T10, I mean, we're indicating pace. I mean, we would update the Salem, the Southern New Hampshire Chamber of Commerce. It was one that Merrimack, I don't know what that is. Well, we used to be, that's again, that needs to be updated. I mean, we're affiliated with
Not
PACE,
affiliated with that.
the Southern New England Chamber of Commerce, and I don't know, that's the Haverhill
Merrimack
one, isn't it,
Valley.
Merrimack Valley?
I believe it is.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're currently associated with them.
I don't, but you definitely got to put the Southern New Hampshire on there.
Yeah. And we were having them come in, at least, I mean, we haven't doing it, we haven't done it yet for 2026, but, I think it's always a good idea to kind of bring them in and have them just do their sales pitch with respect to what the chamber does and things like that. So maybe an update for.
I actually think Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce is different from Haverhill.
Okay.
They're two
I do too.
separate.
I just don't think it's there.
Update
And then Southern New Hampshire is a third one.
I don't even know if we pay into Merrimack Valley Chamber anymore.
I don't know. Do we?
I'm almost going to say, I'm almost saying we don't.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It's not there. I don't think so. It was
Because I do
long
not
time.
recall ever seeing anything come across. from them.
That's my feeling.
All right. Is everyone on board? Perhaps having the Southern New England Chamber come in and just do a presentation.
Doesn't hurt.
We can extend an invitation to PACE. Because I mean, I do see. If you go into, let's say, Firestone, you'll see a thing that says member of PACE.
Yeah.
So we can probably do that one of our workshops or something like that.
Yep.
All right.
Perfect.
Anything else? In terms of just sort of motivating from that. Let's see, just to talk about for a second, I mean, because it did come up, I think, last meeting, with, site plan, our site plan regulations. We at one point, I think Tim Moore, when he was here, was working to kind of evaluate if there was some sort of duplication, and we had pushed it to our engineering consultant to have them review it and, get back to us. I think for at least 2026, we want to at least probably, if we're going to be clearing things, what I want to know is I don't know if, our consultant wants to do that work. If they don't want to do the work, and I'm not saying it in a negative way, I'm just saying that if we want to, maybe he doesn't want to do that review. But if he is want to do that review, then I want, kind of maybe like flesh out a timeline so that we can kind of incorporate it into what we're doing. All right. I guess what I'm saying is I probably, see something, if there were comments, if it's not going to fit schedule-wise, then, I'd like to hear that. And then maybe, if we want to have RPC look at it, maybe they don't want to look at it. But what I'm saying is that I don't want like 2026 to be where it doesn't move. I mean, maybe we do it, okay? Like I think Dan Kane had indicated that was something that, we could probably do in a workshop, where we take a look at it and say, this lives here, this is duplicative and things like that. I mean, we could, but I'll give sort of first right of refusal to our consultant since they have it right now. And, if it's not within their bandwidth to, go through it, then I'd like to hear sort of a yes or no. And then maybe a yes or no from RPC. And if not, then we can do it. All right. At least I spoke to Dan and he had indicated that he didn't see any reason why we couldn't, kind of conduct that type of analysis. Because it's basically what we're saying is that is it duplicative, right? Shay?
Yeah, well, and I don't think, like, the subregs, I don't think have been updated since, like, 2018 or a while back. And so there's a lot of changes that have come up that need to be made. But there's pieces of the site plan regulation that are in the subdivision regulations and vice versa. And so the project that Tim Moore had been working on regarding this was putting those two documents into one. And so I have a draft that was sent over to Steve Keach as well for review back from, I think, September 2024. So that's the most current draft.
Okay.
I put it on his mind again, and it seems like he's interested in continuing to work on that. I think it just kind of
I mean,
on his
that's
list of
fine.
things, but I put it back to the forefront of his mind.
Okay. So why don't we leave it at, find out what, Mr. Keach, where he stands on that, and then just sort of at least kind of commit to, can you say commit to a rough timeline? No, or come up with a rough timeline, just so that we can look at where it fits in 2026, so.
If the board would like, I'd be happy to sit down with him and get that going.
Okay, no, that'd be fantastic.
Nice.
Just sort of, it's hanging out there and, and I'd be interested to know, I guess, also if there's something there's one thing to say that it's over here and it's over here, but if there's something that should be added that we don't have, I guess that's the second part of the review that I think would be great.
Now, is it true the change that we are making, though, is that a lot of these people, when they bring in the site plan, they've gone through all the hard work of it, and they paid for all the special, paperwork and all that stuff. Did we decide that we're going to do a discussion first? So that we can help them, show them what they need to go get, and do everything before they bring in the official site plan that they paid a lot for engineering and everything.
I think that's our conceptual framework. I think that's
Are we going to have the conceptual? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think everyone that before they come in with a site plan has to
Right.
come in with do a conceptual. And
A
that's
lot
sort
of
of,
people have questions and they don't really know where to go.
Right.
And sometimes they just go to one person, and I think it should be a
No, I
discussion
think-
with us. We're the ones that passed this final site plan.
Yeah.
So
no,
we'd like to
I
help
think
them.
that's the conceptual framework that we have all our applicants do.
Right.
And on that, maybe we can pivot to that, right?
See, that's
Isn't
what I'm saying.
there's a checklist or provisional checklist that's more so for us, I think. When they come in, when an applicant comes in for a conceptual,
What are they given?
well,
So we don't have a list. We make them fill
Right.
out the application. We say, bring in something, tell us what you're going to do.
Right.
Currently, or in the past, it has not been required for an applicant to come forward with a conceptual or preliminary design review before coming in with their full site plan. But it has, one of the zoning amendments that you guys posted to warrant includes making them go through one of those two before coming in with their site plan. And so I had got an email from Dan Kane, which is included on here, because we had sort of talked about having a small checklist for applicants to work through because they've been coming in on all different pages, and it's been sort of hard for the board, I think, to to facilitate that discussion in a helpful manner sometimes. So he had thrown together his ideas, including a regulation amendment for the subdivision regulations, which is shown at the bottom here. But this is just the definition or the requirement that's included currently in the regulation for what a conceptual consultation is. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with that.
Yep.
But so his ideas for a checklist included having a general statement as to the purpose of it.
This is from the applicant, correct? This is what we're requiring of the
The
applicant?
applicant.
Yeah,
Okay, so a general statement, sort of like a vision statement of some kind?
yeah, which is the only thing that really happens right now on the existing application form. It's just a small little box where they try to fit in what they're doing. Then a description, like a full description of what they're looking to do. The more descriptive they can be, the better, connected to
Right.
the master plan. Encouraging visual aids versus plans. Applicants are aware that they can't bring in newly engineered plans unless they notify abutters,
Okay.
which is
Yes.
which is why past recorded site plans have been used, because those are all public knowledge and not new information that's being brought forward.
Okay. Well, that's an important distinction, I guess, in terms of
Exactly.
you can't show up with engineered stuff without going through the actual abutter notification.
Identifying current permitted uses on the lot and if there's any proposed change, identifying if the lot structure use is conforming, identifying the current ordinance articles that apply to the lot structure or use, identify any planned changes to access, traffic, and identify variances that run with the property. He also added a list of things that he wants me to include with my staff report. So would not be on the checklist. But enforcement actions, that's all held with the building department, with the code enforcement.
Right.
Just to note, I think all of this together is a heavy lift for an applicant potentially. But I today threw together a really rough draft, because I just did this afternoon, of a checklist, putting together the things that I thought were the most important for applicants to include, because it's that this process is for the applicants to come forward with their idea and really for the board to give them a lot of the information.
Right.
And I think if the board has some more information to go off of, then we can really provide them with good information and be like, hey, have you looked at this article? Things like that. So what I threw together just has, this is the format that we have our existing checklists on, basic contact information at the top. And these were so it's just one page. And these were the list of requirements that I thought were most important to be included on here.
So in terms of, let's say, I mean, are we looking to have this as being more of a guideline? Like if they came in and said, I don't have any of this stuff, but I just want to come in and I have a vision for ice cream or something
Well,
like that.
that's why they would use this. That's
Well,
what we're
Yeah,
looking
so
at.
this would be
This shows they're a little more serious.
yeah.
They're willing to do some of this stuff.
Well, I think it answers a lot of questions to anybody coming in to you and asking, what do I need to do? Is this possible? That type of stuff. I think that's what they need. And if they had a discussion with us following this, just a brief thing, that they understand what they have to go back and do for a site plan, rather than sit there and say, the site plan's no good. Then they have to go all the way back again, and they're on the clock. This way, it's just conceptual first, give them the information that will maybe help them, and then go and start with the clock, then come back with the site
But
plan.
we're not holding them to this, like, it isn't, we're not
No,
treating.
I just thought it would help, that's all, if somebody doesn't
Yeah,
know what's
okay, but
going
what
on.
I'm saying is that we're not holding them. If they want to come in for a conceptual, we're not rejecting.
No, the
Your
conceptual
conceptual-
is just an informal discussion
Okay.
with the board, and no one is held to any
Right.
of the information that they are given at those
Okay.
conceptuals.
But I think the conceptuals we've done, I think have been helpful,
Right,
both ways. For the
I do
applicant and for us. Because some of them have come in, we've talked through some things, and I think it's helped.
No, I agree. It gives us sort of a preview of what's coming down
Right, and we can tell them what they
you know,
might have to do.
They're not held to it, but at least you
Right.
know what's coming down the pike, potentially coming down the pike.
It's not a shock to them.
All right, okay. Has this been, I mean,
That's very good.
we can start, has this been circulated, at least to
I
the
just
board?
put this
Yeah,
together
just
like 2 hours
to
All
ago.
right, no, this is fine. I think this is great, speaks to it.
Very
And,
good.
That's something that can always be tweaked as we go too, if you find something.
Yeah. No, this is perfect. And plus, it also, if we had something in front of us, it kind of gives us maybe, something. I was looking at it more from our perspective and not necessarily the applicant.
Be from both.
But if we were going to have a conversation, with the applicant, I mean, there's probably certain things that we want to ask
Yeah.
to sort of motivate the discussion. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
So do you want me to circulate this to have the board look at it at a future meeting, or do we want to go ahead and just have applicants start filling this out, put this on the website, make it a requirement as part of the conceptual phase, and see how it goes?
Personally, I'd be okay if you started circulating it and use it, and we can always tweak it, right? This is really a guideline.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not, so it's not, no, it's not formal. So, I mean, well, it's a level below formal. So I'm comfortable with that idea that, we can start using it, and if we need to sort of, since it's an aid, we could always add to it, right?
Add, subtract, whatever we
Right.
want to do.
If it's something
See
that
how
like,
it goes.
see if it's something
Then
that
you can do
isn't working or,
Right.
disastrous, we can,
And I think some of the things that I didn't pull over that Dan Kane had suggested, I think could be included if we had like sort of a guide for the board to follow as well, for things like, oh, have you looked at these articles, things like that, like wetlands, are there wetlands on the property, and start and prompt those questions during the.
right, because there should be a certain, like, motivating questions that we're not making up every time. That we should, it's like, oh, well, yeah, it's all wetlands. It's like, oh, okay. Or the black racer or something has, extensive nesting there or something like
No,
that.
I think it's perfect.
You can tell them there's going to be a problem, Right, no, please circulate it. And if you want to start using it, do we have a consensus on that, or just sort of?
Yes,
Yeah.
no, take a
Move
vote if
forward.
you want to, but
All right.
thank you.
All right. I don't have anything else, I'm thinking. Does anyone, did I forget anything, Shay, I think?
Just quickly, I talked about the Seacoast housing conversations that
Yes, the
invited to. I got a follow-up email, and they wanted to know who would be attending, each on behalf of what communities. So I was just hoping to see if people were still interested. The first session is in person tomorrow in Exeter from 4:30 to 6. And then the other one is a virtual focus group next Thursday, March 12th from 6 to 7.
6 to 7. I would be interested in that one. The second one, that's virtual,
Yeah. Yes.
6 to 7.
Yeah, if it's virtual.
Virtual is the way to go.
That's right.
Karen, you gonna sign up for that or not?
Yeah, I'll sign up for that one.
Anyone else?
Nolan?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, I think virtual.
Rich?
I'm going to be unavailable that day, actually.
Cool beans, all right, that's fine.
Available. So I mean, you're going to be in
Head to
FLA.
Florida.
I'll be here, but I've got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
All right,
I go to Aruba on the 20th.
Oh, gee, that's a shame, isn't
It's
it?
terrible.
Oh, I don't know how you live with yourself.
I know. It's awful. It's actually my wife's birthday. No, it's not her birthday, but it's for her 60th. We'll cruise out of Fort Lauderdale to Aruba, a couple islands and back about
When
an
I
eight.
turn-
Someone
when I
has
turn
to do it,
60,
right?
you take me
You
anyway.
guys. Gosh.
Yeah, she booked it all. I just paid for it. She goes, "Oh, here's your bill."
Take
I'm
that.
like, how much?
Wow.
No, saves you from going to the mall.
All right.
Oh,
I won't speak for Dan, but, you know, you can we'll just reach out to him if he wants to do this, you know, Thursday. All right, so at least provisionally, you know, I'll do it, Karen, Nolan,
Yeah.
Bill,
Remind me.
and, you know, potentially Dan.
send me an email in case something changes.
Right.
All right.
I don't know anyway.
Because you never know.
All right, awesome. Anything else from an education perspective? All right.
All I got.
All right, we had some, the financials in here, planning board finances. I guess we just, what we were adopting, just sort of a policy, or at least that, you know, we have just sort of a, you know, updating, you know, as things pass through.
Okay.
All right, so if anyone has any questions on that, or,
Not so much with the actual financial numbers, but what is the actual state requirements? I mean, I know that we're noticing in the Eagle Tribune, this has come up in the past, and obviously they only have a physical paper. I believe it's only the weekends, Saturday. It's a one paper, I believe, Saturday, Sunday. So we're putting legal notices into a virtual pay. I tried to do it and go search, and you can do it. You actually have to be fairly well knowledgeable. You know, if you're tech savvy and you know how to use the search button and you can narrow down your search, you can find those things.
That wouldn't be me.
And I get that we're meeting the state requirements. I guess the question is there another way that we can meet it that we're not using the newspaper? Is there, I mean, for me, if I need to know anything, it's straight to the town page. And even that sometimes is a challenge. I'm just saying, spending $200 and some odd dollars to be compliant is fine, but it's like, it should be, is there another way that we can do it? That's not, I mean, the Eagle Tribune's essentially dead.
Yes, that's the formal
All
noticing.
papers are.
Yeah, the formal noticing of the papers was an archaic thing that we required. Really needs to look at something more modern that is more accessible.
I guess my
well,
question
so
is,
what's the, well, first of all, what's the requirement? Is it has to be, I mean, what's the timeline that we're dealing with respect to noticing of a,
It has to be posted in the paper at least 10 days before the hearing.
10 days?
Still.
that's a
And are we posting it with respect to their print edition, or are we counting the fact
They are
that,
online.
are we counting the fact that
Eagle's
it's,
not online?
that it's online and that's where the noticing
The
is?
Tribune's
Oh,
online.
All right,
oh,
one at a time,
Sorry.
one at a time.
It's in the, I believe it's online and in the print.
So it's,
there. I would say I don't get the paper. My father gets the paper, and I pretty much take it after he's done every weekend. And they don't list everything that's happening. So you have to go, if you put it in on and it's going in on a Tuesday, you have to virtually go into the online paper and look it up.
Yeah.
It's not piggybacking. If it's on Tuesday, it's not on Saturday, is what I'm trying to say.
okay, no, I see what you're
It's
You have
saying.
to
not-
look it up.
It's not online and physical print. It's whenever it goes in. And I would say the majority of them are not getting into physical print, and they're online, and they have to go to it's a little bit, you have to search to find it. It's not what it was. Yeah, it's not
It
easy.
is not easy.
All right. I think that's sort of a homework question. I mean, I understand that the posting requirement, but I also understand the fact that, you know, where is it quote being posted? You know, does it count that the paper in question might not actually be in circulation?
It might be, it has to be in a form of media. which I think the online paper
Yeah.
covers. So the other, I think it's Meteor is how it's.
I don't know what they are.
I think it's a state statute, and I could be mistaken. I don't know what that RSA is, and I think
You're right, and that's why we have to go to a paper or something like that.
I'm just saying we could probably bring it up with one of our reps if that's something that needs to be revisited and changed, because I think it's kind of archaic, and if anything else, it's like it should, in my opinion, we should have a whole section on our site that is just legal notices. When you go to the town website, you're like legal notice, and then it lists everything that's going out. So, which would not be I know
That's a
there may be some
good-
issues with the new site already. I was having issues with the other day.
No, that's a good thought. Good thought.
Or even on the, the planning page, but again, it's like, why wouldn't you have it prominently displayed? Legal notice would be,
On the front page,
yeah.
on your home page, even if it's a click through, it should be,
You'd have to have it as a click, right? Because it could
Yeah.
take up too much space. So you just click here and it'll take you to all of. No, that's a good thought. No.
Yeah. All right. Is that something we could implement right away anyways? I mean,
I've been posting the legal notice on the website. So on the previous website, it was set up a little different. And so those would kind of live infinitely, but they had to be posted sort of as an agenda, which is what I've
Okay.
been doing now. So I'll post the agenda for the planning board very early. So I've got the one up for next month, and it's just the legal notice. If you go click on it on the calendar from the agenda, either way, it'll prompt you to take a look at the legal notice. And then once we have the agenda for that meeting approved, then I will replace it with the agenda.
because I was on the website the other day and there was nothing on the calendar.
I think I put it up this week.
Okay. Well, I mean, this was like a couple days ago. I mean, there was nothing on March. There was not a single thing on the calendar for anything, meetings.
well, are there two calendar functionalities? Like if you go into, I don't think you're,
I'm talking about the one on the homepage. It's like what I
okay,
would-
because if you drill down, I don't think if you drill down to the planning one, if something's posted on the planning portion, does it pass through the general?
Take a look at it right
We
now.
could just,
So from the homepage, calendar, view all events. So you need to go to select a calendar. If you click all calendars, it will select all of these categories. And this is everything that's been posted in March right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's great to have it populated, but if you, compared to the old calendar, that's a completely different mechanism on how to figure stuff out. You could see on the previous calendar, it would have highlighted days with, what's going on, and then you could click through and follow it. When I was unaware of this, and nor would I have done that to find that, because I clicked on it. I was like, why is there nothing populating on the homepage?
Yeah, because
That should be all populated on the homepage.
the way that the new website is set up on the homepage, it will only put the max of 3 things here.
That's a huge design flaw.
Talk to Civic Plus.
Major design flaw.
But this is the site that they're pushing all of municipalities to.
all right.
We have no one.
Speak with them about it, but
Well, yeah,
It's above my pay grade, which is 0. So, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm not saying I'm the most tech savvy person, I can get through it, but nobody else is gonna. And I don't want to say this. Most people older than me aren't going to be able to figure that out, and most people younger than me probably don't even care. So, having it populated on the homepage is huge, in my opinion.
All right. Maybe we could take that as a sort of a homework question. Maybe, just, we want to have, is there something that can be accommodated on the website that's specifically public notices that
Yeah.
satisfies the public notices?
Even if those days are highlighted, and then you have to click on through that day, would even be a big,
yeah, I'll look into it.
Yeah, that's,
I'll look into it.
sorry.
But I don't know how much of that you can tweak. I know there's other spots, other places on the website that you can customize a little more, but I'll have to do some digging.
Okay.
All right. All right. Anything else from anybody?
No.
All right. I guess there is a legal notice of some kind. Is just see if this is dated. All right. Just, looking at what we have coming up.
So there's nobody in the ZBA that needed to be up for an election, I guess, this time.
There is one, there is someone on the ballot, I think.
Yeah, I thought, was it Unger that I thought was up for 3 years? No?
Someone was up there, because I know I pretty sure I saw a race there.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember offhand.
But there are two, aren't there two?
I believe there are two, but I think only one person signed up.
Okay.
Just going off memory. Because I'm getting
I
older,
think
it
you're
isn't as good as it used to be.
I think you're right.
I think somebody was appointed for a position. I think the remainder of that position is up, and there's a position up. I could be mistaken.
All right. Shay, was there's a conceptual you said that was coming up?
Yeah, there's a conceptual as well that'll be on the agenda
Okay.
for the Market Basket Plaza.
Market Basket, okay.
What about that one that was doing the home, business for the
That's
food?
back on for the next meeting.
It is,
Public
okay, good.
notice. That's 2606. All right. Well, if there's anything else going once, twice, we'll close the meeting at 8:04. Thank you.
You.